but them niggas got swept. And they were the only team in the East to get swept, bro. Every other team that LeBron faced took him to Game 7.
What are you talking about?
They weren't the only team in the East to get swept?
Cleveland got swept.
By who? No, shut the fuck up.
And you know I'm right, too. You know I'm right, too. Cleveland got swept. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 11 of We Should Have Done This Sooner podcast with your host, me, Bruce Dwayne, alongside
Ludi Lou.
Before we introduce the first or any of the topics, I would like y'all to hit the like button, comment and share. Let us know how we're doing. It'll actually help us out as well. Please follow us on our other social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We Should Have Done This Sooner podcast. Or WSDT podcast, to keep up to date with us on everything we're doing and to keep in touch. And also for our Apple users, we're on iTunes and Google Play for our Android users as well. You have anything to add?
No, that's it.
Is it? Okay, cool. So it's been 2 weeks. We're on episode 11. We're kind of doing we're doing well, surprisingly, right? We lasted this long.
Yeah, I mean, what do you mean lasted this long?
Well, some people give up a lot sooner than true. After the. Some people probably don't even make it to 5 episodes because I know some people put like once a month and then
yeah,
you're
I've
just
seen
like.
that before. I've seen a couple podcasts where they got like 4 episodes, and the last time they posted was like
a year ago.
Yeah,
like they literally. So we're doing well. So it's not bad. We're keep pushing. So in the last 2 weeks, I remember the last time we kind of mentioned the Drake and Pusha beef.
Oh yeah. Yes.
So you know what? First off, I gotta be like, you know what? I apologize.
For what?
Blasphemous. I was blasphemous against Pusha T. So I didn't look at Pusha T as some sort of chump, but I just looked at Pusha T as a guy who probably wouldn't be able to like battle, like you know what I'm saying. I'm just like he's a great drug rapper and stuff like that,
but that's where it ends. That's what you.
That's where it ends. I'm just like, yeah, he makes great drug bars, all these kind of stuff like that, and I'm like, okay, it ends there. But man, like literally 2 days. Was it 2 days after? No, it was a Monday.
No, it was a Tuesday.
It came out the Tuesday. Yeah, I remember right before the podcast. It's like
so. Let me see. We had Drake responded on Friday, so Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. 4 days later, Push responded with some hard truth. These weren't bars. This is just facts. And we haven't heard from that boy Aubrey since.
It's been a little over 2 weeks.
Yeah, just around.
It's funny when I looked at like social media how people kind of approached it after. It's like everyone's just like, oh, he went too far. He said a little bit too much. And I'm just like, yeah, okay, I understand MS is a bad thing, but
hey man, it's rap beef. He mentioned
rap.
The man's fiance. No holds barred after that.
And the thing is, like, I know people like to pick on things they know about. Mm-hmm. But if anybody actually really is into like hip hop and rap, if you're really into it, check out the URL Rap Battle League. You guys would cancel the shit out of that. Like you guys would try to get that stuff off the internet. Like some guys make fun of like I know there's a one battle rapper. His sister had is it sister or brother? But someone slow in his family.
Yeah.
So and I remember when he came to the battle and he came with a hard punchline, dissing his handicapped mother. And his slow brother or sister, right? And everybody in the crowd was like, oh, that was fucked, but it was hard. And then I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing at the fact like they're slower, but it's like, damn. I was laughing at the fact like niggas really went that far, and people are just like,
niggas do what they gotta do when it
but the
comes to
thing is,
battles.
like, in their contract is like, if you react and you swing on somebody or you get mad to like fight somebody, you automatically lose the battle and you lose the money. So people are literally trying to say things to get you out of your comfort zone and react, and that's what Pusha T did. And even though I know it was bad, it's just like he mentioned his wife. And even though people are saying he didn't say anything bad, it's like,
Virginia Williams.
it's like, yo, you still mentioned his wife. Like, why? There's no need to talk about anybody's.
You bring family in it. That's it.
Like, yeah, once you talk about someone's wife and their kids, it's like, all right.
I don't care if you saying they upstanding citizens. You mention family. That's it.
You know what I'm saying? And then what made it worse, because I remember even in the line he said like, Drake said something where he's like he has more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
he was mad confident at the end of that.
Duppy freestyle, right?
Yeah.
So you know what? So okay, so that's where Pusha T's like, okay, if you have more, I'm gonna let you know what I know, and let you know at the end of this freestyle that I got more on the way as well.
Yeah.
But he went really personal. He talked about his moms, his pops. He talked about what else?
He talked about
40. Talked about his kids.
MS.
The
I mean, he just got personal.
But like he went personal, and it was disrespectful. It was disrespectful. It was something I expected from a rap battle, but I'm sure. And then there was a picture. I think one of the things that
niggas wasn't ready for that.
That kind of threw me off because I didn't see the picture when I was listening to it. Right, I just hit play, and I just listened. I'm just like, oh shit, this is cold. And then when I was looking at Twitter while I was listening to it, and someone's just like, yo, you guys see that that blackface that Drake was doing? I'm almost like, Drake was doing blackface? And I'm almost like, did I miss something in the Pusha T this? And I listened to it again. I'm almost like, I'm like, I'm not hearing it. And I'm just like, oh shit, the cover art.
When you listened to it first, did you see the cover art?
No, I just pressed play.
Okay, yeah, because I saw it before, and I thought it was Photoshop.
I didn't even read the title. I'm just like, oh shit. And I'm just like, okay, Adonis. And then I seen the cover art after that. And I'm just like, damn, he really did blackface. And I'm thinking, like, what could make a man do this? Especially somebody who's, like, part black.
Canadian.
Nah, man. I don't think that. That's no
No,
excuse.
I'm not saying he did it because he was Canadian. He had no reason to do it, period. So it only made it worse when the nigga came out a few days later with that press release on fucking Instagram.
And the thing
using
is,
the iPhone Notes app.
And the thing is, like, with the press release, I didn't. It was good. It wasn't a good enough like explanation.
Didn't even make sense.
But I don't know. It's bad. Like, I understand he said he's trying to do something for the actors, whatever, bring awareness.
It was bullshit.
It was bad, yo. I don't think. Thing is, it was bad, but I don't think it would be as bad if he was more in touch with his white side. Like if he was more, I think it would be a lot worse. The only reason I say he'll be good is because if he was more in touch with his white side, I think it would be a lot worse. If it was like a logic, I'm telling you that right now.
It made no sense. His explanation made no sense. It pissed people off even more because Drake has never been one to speak on social issues ever, ever.
No, so, you know what? That's a lie. Like, I don't mean like he hasn't been directly blunt and open about, hey, listen, this is going on here and there, but he has like his punchlines or there's like lines where he has talked about shootings in different places and
I wonder who wrote that for him.
And like violence happening in certain places. So he has touched upon them, like he has mentioned them, but he hasn't really gone out and made big statements about police brutality, but he has mentioned them. So I wouldn't say he hasn't really never, like some people said he never mentioned anything on stuff like that, but he has. But I wouldn't go out and say he's not aware of it.
It's not enough. Like basically the explanation, he tried to come off as like, you know, a social activist rapper. He's not. And that's what pissed people off. It wasn't an apology, like I'm sorry, like it was kind of tasteless, or
Yeah, it was more so like, it was his idea, but we were still trying to do something
yeah,
positive.
he brought his next nigga into it, kind of threw him under the bus, and then it wasn't like I apologize if it offended anybody. That was my intent. It was kind of like, well, I did this for y'all. I was doing this to bring to light the social injustices of black cats. Like, nigga, no, you weren't, man. Just say it was a bad move from back in your pre-famous days, and we can move on. But see, that's the problem with Drake and his ego. Like, he thinks that he can basically Aubrey his way out of any situation, or it's like he has stands. So I guess he felt like, I can throw up some half-ass explanation and people are just gonna eat it up. But it's like, nah, niggas wasn't falling for it this time.
Yeah.
All right.
And just to mention, we are recording outside, so if you do hear the birds chirping and kids running
singing,
around
yeah.
singing and all that kind of stuff,
It's the Nature Boys episode.
Yeah, don't worry about it. But also, that also leads us into the fact that Drake's career probably could have because I know for a fact when Meek came, we did mention last time when Meek came out. Okay, when Meek came out, he actually kind of put a good stunt on Drake by actually saying his right. Other people wrote for him because it did affect him. It affects him till today. And knowing that Pusha T could do this as well, I know Drake was probably feeling a way about it because he knows that he has a image, and his image is now kind of being attacked. And I'm sure he's probably upset about that, on top of talking about his mother, and on top of talking about one of his best friends who's sick. You know what I'm saying? So with all that happening, right? That also means that he's going to. So that also means that he's going to retaliate. But Jay Prince stepped in.
Man, that nigga did not have no comeback for a story of Addion. He didn't.
I don't
Niggas
know.
can say whatever the fuck they want.
I don't know.
I don't. As far as I'm concerned, since we ain't hear shit, ain't no response.
Yeah, because that's exactly what I said. Until I hear it, but if I don't hear it, nothing was said.
Fuck out of here with this. My diss track goes to another school type.
Because I've been listening to even some radio stations like P Diddy had to tell Big, yo, don't take it there, man.
Fuck off
Big,
that
don't
shit.
take
I
it
don't
there.
want that bullshit.
So it's like,
don't even bring that up.
Yeah, don't even bring it up because it's like, because the thing is, in 2018, I doubt it will go there. Because now that we had a lot of rappers who died because of stuff like that, the police are probably waiting for shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, the only person who's gonna actually kind of make it violent is people in their camp who want stripes or anything like that. But even still,
who in Drake's camp is gonna?
No, but there's people I know there's people from Toronto who probably know Drake. Yo, I could be cool, and if I do something, then I'm gonna get some rep and let Drake know that I did this. And it's like, nah, you're not. You beating up Pusha T and his fans, or.
And it was never gonna get to that point. It was never gonna get to the point where it was actually getting violent
or
camps.
Someone beating up Drake or his camp and stuff like that. It's like, I don't think it would ever get there, but I know it'd be to a point where it would get to a point where Drake's image is probably takes more of a shot than anything. And I think that's where Jay Prince kind of realized it. It's like, okay, it's going to affect your money.
Yeah,
it's going to affect
your
image.
That's why he did it.
So it's better we just stop this now and just chill out.
And that makes Drake look a lot worse, man. I'm sorry, nobody who was present for this beef from day one can say that Drake won in any way. I don't care what you niggas say. He took a monstrous L in this beef. It was bad. You know what I'm saying? Basically the same shit that he did to Meek in 2016 was applied to him. And bro, the clown came back to bite. This nigga, we haven't heard from him since.
Yeah. And then his album's gonna come out at end of the month?
We don't know when it's dropping. There's no release date. Side note, I'm watching so we recording right now, E3's on. We're gonna talk about that a little bit later on in the podcast. I'm watching Division 2 gameplay right now. It's cocked.
I'm not excited.
Boy,
about
this shit is hella cocked.
Wow, you're so
It is
phony. You're so
cocked.
phony.
Nigga, didn't
You're
I say?
so-
I said I was gonna copy from when they announced it back then. Nah, this shit is cocked.
Nah, you're so
and you
phony.
getting it too.
No, I'm not.
Yes,
I'm
you
not
is.
getting the game. You're so
man.
phony. This guy's just like, oh, I'm sick of Destiny 2. I don't want to hear it.
Not Destiny. This is Division, baby. This is Division.
Oh, Division. Oh, I heard
Yeah.
Destiny. Well,
No. I'm done with Destiny.
nah,
Destiny suck my dick for life.
Division. Maybe I don't know.
Boy, this shit is
I don't
looking
know.
good as a
I don't know.
motherfucker, yo.
I need to see like 8 gameplays.
I'm like 5 more minutes of gameplay in this E3 conference from being on hard. All right,
Okay.
This shit looks good, dog. All right, let's get back to it. So
yeah, we can actually finish up on the Drake.
yeah.
topic.
Let's
So,
bottom line is here. All right, here's the moral of the story. Drake is still gonna be #1 record artist. He's still gonna top charts and all that stuff. Nothing's gonna affect him in the grand scheme when it comes to his overall success. But it's a giant blemish. It's a giant stain on his career. You can say whatever you want. Meek was the first blemish. Trust me. Niggas can say whatever they want. Oh, Drake won that battle, blah, blah, blah. That whole exposing that nigga had ghostwriters and stuff, that hurt him. And it's going to follow him for life. And what Push did, it's going to follow him for life, too. You can say whatever you want.
yo,
Niggas ain't going to
I'm not gonna lie, because a few people said it, but I was surprised. I was like, how come that picture never came up, ever? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's crazy. Like, even when Drake was like a Toronto, like even back when he was like a nobody, no one ever seen that. I feel like no one ever seen that picture.
No.
So I don't know if he had an issue with it back then as well, for no one to ever seen it. Cause like,
Man, he's just stupid.
I don't know,
He
because
should
he
never-
was
he should
also
never
on
did it.
Degrassi. Like people did know and see him. So I even still like, I don't know. That's weird, but whatever. Pusha T won.
Yeah, he won. Like
By default,
landslide.
By
It was-
default,
it was-
by default,
It was a landslide victory, you know what I'm saying?
So
W Freestyle had niggas thinking that Drake was, untouchable. Oh, he sighed at the beginning of the fucking song. Ooh, the audacity. And Push said, all right, nigga, watch this.
because the thing is, Duppy Freestyle, he sounds very arrogant. He's just like,
Yeah, but you know what's
oh,
funny about it?
I'm gonna breeze to another rapper.
It was hilarious because he was like false confidence. You know what? You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of, when we watching an anime and there's a villain and he underestimates the nigga he's fighting, whoever it may be. And he thinks, all right, this is going to be another cleanup. And then, nigga starts doing some wild shit and his eyes open.
Yeah.
And he starts talking to himself in his mind. I'm telling you right now, Drake was
Nani?
not prepared for this. Yeah, that's what it was. Drake was not prepared for this, dog. I don't think any of us, nobody who was witnessing this beef inside or out, was prepared for what Push was going to do.
Yeah, no. To be honest, I'm like, Push in response is gonna be hard, but I didn't expect all that.
I never thought that this nigga would just go silent and he'd have to have Jay Prince save him. You can say whatever the fuck you want. Oh, Drake had bars waiting, blah blah. Prince saved this nigga, man, and I'll never forget it.
Even
And
if
a lot of people won't.
That's the thing. Even if Drake had something that would have killed Pusha T, it's like at the end of the day, Prince saved him because whatever Pusha T had, even if it wouldn't have been as good, like lyrically as Drake's,
Yeah.
right? Whatever he said would have probably just made things worse.
Yeah,
Because he still has an image. Because he's a pop star at the end of the day. Because, like, anything you say, like, there's a list of them. Like, you did Beyonce, Justin Bieber, what's that white girl that sings country music? Taylor Swift. Like, certain things is said about these people that can actually hurt their image more than anything. So, even if they're in the right, certain things said could actually destroy their image. And I think Jay Prince was more looking at his image and the marketing and money wise than anything else.
But there's nothing that I realized too. Niggas talking about how he would end the Push career. No, he wouldn't, because most of Drake's shots on Duppy to begin with were
For Kanye. And I feel like anything else would be said about
Yeah,
Kanye,
like what?
Kanye's wife and his
I don't
kids,
think
because that's the
Drake-
only
yeah,
that's the only thing he could have done.
Yeah, there's nothing he could have said to Push. Let's
He
be
could
honest.
he could only thing he could mention is Kanye and his wife and his kids, because he would have probably pushed it. He would have taken
Yeah.
it there
Yeah.
since Pusha T took
sure,
it there,
for
right?
sure.
And then he would probably mention Virginia Williams yet again.
But then it wouldn't have made no sense because
I know
someone
someone highlighted something saying like, "Yo, maybe Drake was probably with Virginia Williams before."
Yeah, well, he wasn't.
So
He
like,
definitely
but
wasn't.
it was just funny. I don't know. Yeah, let's wrap that up and
Beef is over. That nigga lost. Let's move on.
let's talk about E3. So yesterday E3 started on a Saturday around 2 p.m.
Yeah,
Eastern time
with a pathetic display of.
from EA.
Yeah, EA's man. Them niggas.
There's a lot. There's a lot of things that they talked about a few things that most people really didn't care about and stuff that didn't really look too good and some things that some people kind of are interested in. But at the end of it, I realized a lot of people were saying they were waiting for Skate 4 or Skate 3.
Did they display it? I didn't.
No,
watch
they
the
didn't.
E3
They didn't say
conference.
nothing about it. But that's what everybody wanted from EA. Another skate game, and they didn't even mention that.
I mean, EA's been dumpster juice for a long time now, so I don't really expect much from them. We got Anthem, which is promising, and me and this nigga got a bet because Bruce doesn't think that Anthem is gonna be a hit. He doesn't think it's gonna be successful. Which
No, I think it's gonna be successful, but I don't think it's gonna be as big as you're making it.
I think it's gonna be big. I think it's gonna be a record breaker because gamers want to believe in something, bro. That's what it comes down to. Like,
Listen,
people will always give.
I don't know
a
if
new
it's,
guy a chance.
I don't know. It's like I look at the game. It's a mixture of what Warframe,
Warframe, Destiny, Titanfall, blah. Yeah, everybody was saying that, but think about it. If you can get a game that has all of those elements put in and you do it right, you have considerably one of the greatest games ever.
But I even watching the trailer, they didn't do much of anything that made it look too great though. It looked okay.
It looks fun.
It looked fun. It looked good. I'm just like, okay, they're gonna have those kind of missions, outer space, swimming suits, and you have your team battles. I'm not gonna lie, the four different
Types like
types,
archetypes.
archetypes. It's like, that was cool.
I mean, it's Destiny. Destiny changed the landscapes of gaming for since they came out. But here's
But Destiny
the thing.
still stole the blueprint from Warframe.
I mean, niggas don't really know about Warframes.
But Warframe was been hot. It's funny because Warframe was like a low key hot game over like the decades, but no one really. It wasn't really that big. It wasn't really that cool. But
I mean, we played it for a while. It's not a game. It's an acquired taste. It's not a game that you can just hop in and be like, I'm on. It's something that you have to build up excitement about. So I can see why. It's been out for a long time. It probably has a loyal fan base, but it's never gonna be the game that people look to as, okay, well, you don't compare a game and say, well, it's like Warframe. You're gonna be like, this is like Destiny.
yeah,
That's what Destiny has. That they have that title now. I think Anthem's gonna be big, and I'm excited for it.
what else did they talk about? I think. Did they mention Battlefield yesterday?
I think they did. Yeah, I don't remember. I didn't watch the conference. I didn't even know that it was on.
But they did. I think Dead or Alive 6 is actually coming out as well. I'm not sure if you want to. Are you going to cop that?
Dead or Alive? No.
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 I know one thing that was big talk as well was Fallout 76. People are excited about that.
Yeah, Fallout got its loyal fan base too. I never got into any Fallout before, so it's not gonna do nothing for me. I'm not gonna buy it. If it's available, maybe I can borrow from somebody. I'll play it and see what it's like. But I don't really care for Fallout. A new Skyrim is what I'd be interested in.
Yeah, we're not going to really talk. There's not much of EA I want to talk about.
No,
Anyway,
because EA is trash.
There's also Red Dead Redemption 2 that's coming. That they're going to talk about this week. I think with. I'm not sure if it's going to be with. Is it going to be Sony? Might be with Sony.
Yeah,
right?
for sure it's gonna be Sony.
So Sony's going to talk about that. They're also going to talk about. Nintendo's going to have some good shit, man.
Yeah, Nintendo's. I want to get a Switch.
I think for the last couple of years, Nintendo's kind of been
Flying
getting
below the
better.
radar.
They're getting better. They're
Yeah.
getting better every year with the games that they're putting out.
Yeah.
And now that the Switch is out, the Switch is kind of one of the hottest.
Yeah.
It's a low key hot. Like
Yeah.
it's low key hot because like
no,
they
it's
have
high key. It's high key, bro. That should be selling out every time they get stock.
Yeah, so like I know they have a lot of good games from even with Zelda. They're coming out with Mario Tennis Ace, Smash Bros coming out at the end of the year. Fuck, Splatoon is a really great game. Like that's a fun game. Like even watching it is kind of dope. But I don't like. I know it's all it is painting, but people are like, "Yo, this game is fun."
Yeah, I mean that's the premise. That's how Nintendo gets by. They make games that are just fun to play. Like overall, you enjoy yourself while you're playing them. It's not like when you have a Sony game or an Xbox game, and it's kind of like you got to build a squad. You guys have to coordinate and like,
Microtransactions.
yeah,
And all that kind of
all that
bullshit.
bullshit. Like
Yeah.
Nintendo makes games that are just fun to play. Like you can kind of get lost in them. And that's not to say you can't get lost in like games on Sony and Xbox, but I think those games are made for a more mature audience.
Yeah, I want to get back to talking about Red Dead Redemption actually too, right? So
Yeah.
I've seen a video where people were talking about certain things that they're kind of upset with. They're putting out bundle packs for Red Dead, right? So again, people are kind of concerned about like the microtransactions, things you can buy to improve your character or do certain things online. Other people can't unless you buy those bundles or you pay for certain things, right? So like, so there's like allegedly 2 missions that are hidden under a paywall.
Wow, that's kind of whack.
That if you pay for the bundle, you'll get the extra 2 side missions. And then also when you buy the certain bundles, like there's a $90 bundle and a $100 bundle. That's in USD or anything like that. So it's like they give you a horse and then they give you gear that gives adds extra stat bonuses, and then there's free access to additional weapons for online and online. And people are just like, yo, that's bullshit. So it's like we're not gonna get those things. Like they wouldn't be upset if you could play the game and get those things eventually.
Yeah.
But the fact that you have to buy the bundle to get it right away.
Yeah, I
And-
mean, microtransactions is super whack.
And like that's something people are just like, don't do that to Red Dead. Like this is supposed to be your game. It's supposed to be one of the best games. And
One thing I'll say is this: I trust just
Rockstar? Yeah.
as a whole, and I think after the whole Star Wars Battlefront situation, which was crazy to see unfold, I think every developer from that point on realized, we can't just fuck around when it comes to microtransactions. If we're gonna have those in the game, they gotta make sense. Like, so I'm not too worried about Red Dead and that aspect of the game because Rockstar they don't let niggas down. They deliver. There might be some minor bullshit associated with that, but outside of that, I don't see no problem. I mean, even yesterday when they were talking about Anthem, they announced that all the microtransactions in the game is basically, like just like shaders and shit like that, minor stuff. It's not no performance related microtransactions. It's not like you buy this and you are instantly better than half the server. Same Death Awake. So I think it'll be fine. Those big name games. Oh, is this Skate? I think they're doing Skate right now, bro.
Skate 4?
I'm looking at it. I'm watching it.
What else did they show so far? I know you're watching.
They just showed Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider?
Yeah, it looks good. I don't know if it's an Xbox exclusive. I don't think so.
No, the other Tomb Raiders weren't.
Yeah, I don't think it is. Yeah, I think this is Skate 4.
Skate 4? Okay, so
Yeah.
maybe that's why they didn't mention it for EA. Probably left it for Microsoft.
Yeah. Microsoft needs it. Microsoft can't. Oh shit, that nigga, he wiped out.
Is there any other games you're looking forward to?
I mean, what's that game that we were just watching? The ninja one. You know me when it comes to ninja shit.
Oh yeah, was this Socorrit?
I'm about to check my timeline for it. It's Sekire, something like that. That's what it was called. That shit looks dope. So I'm excited for that now. And I was kind of bummed out because I thought it was a Xbox exclusive. Or boy just showed me it's not. I think they're gonna be showing Devil May Cry 5 soon.
Oh, another DLC guy?
Yeah, Devil May Cry 5. That's a cop. That's like, I think 2019 is gonna be a really good year for games, bro.
Cause like, yo, games, the games this year weren't that bad.
No, no, no.
Even last year too.
No, no. Right now, no. 2017 was a bad year for games.
What came out last year?
uh, Destiny 2.
Yeah, that was the cream of the crop of terrible games.
I mean, what else was there? That was like one of the only big names I remember. Shadow War came out. That was all right. It wasn't bad. Kind of repetitive game. What else was there? Not much.
I can't remember.
No, seriously, bro. Not much came out last year that was worth really speaking about. 2017 was a bad year for games. 2018 made up for it. Started off right.
Yeah, there's some good games this year. What else? But I am excited for Sony. That's on Tuesday.
Yeah, Sony always takes the show. Like this E3 belongs to Sony, bro, and it's been like that for the last few years.
And then also Nintendo as well, which actually I'm actually excited for Nintendo because Nintendo's doing a good job like selling me the Switch.
Yeah,
like I like. This is what PlayStation did a few years ago, right? Like they came out with a lot of exclusive and a lot of games, and they convinced you to buy the PlayStation.
Okay, Xbox is showing a game right now that I'm watching. Yo, this shit looks kind of fucking dope. I'm waiting for the name to pop out. So yeah, we can talk about Nintendo. Oh, never mind. Black Desert.
Black Desert.
Yeah.
What kind of game is that?
MMORPG. It looks crazy. I'm not gonna front. It looks crazy. And I think I've seen some people talk about it on my timeline, but I didn't know what it was. So now we know.
Well,
that shit looks.
Timeline
legit.
is exploding for DMC. Devil May Cry.
Of course. I think I'm watching that now. I'm watching it right now.
Yeah, everyone's screaming Dante.
You know, Dante's that nigga.
Dante timeline. Everyone's put crying faces for Dante. Oh my gosh.
2019 trying to take all my money, bro.
Yeah. That's about it. So, like, yeah, with Nintendo, they're doing a great job selling us the Switch. Like, I want the Switch now, and I'm going to do what I can to get the Switch. So, again, E3 this year is probably really... It's not... I don't think it's probably going to be one of the biggest E3s ever, but it's good.
Looking like it right now with all these titles that are coming back. All right, I'm watching Devil May Cry right now, and it looks legit.
When was the last Devil May Cry game?
Wasn't Devil May Cry 4?
Like, I mean, like, when did it come out?
I don't know. I'll be honest. I'd have to look that up. I don't remember.
That was a while ago. Okay, so that would probably be it for E3.
Yeah, let's wrap that up. We can talk about that shit for hours.
Yeah, so I don't want to do this, man. But
we
gotta talk about we gotta talk about it. NBA Finals.
Man, that shit was sad.
Honestly, I gotta put it on a list of like, I don't know. This is probably one of the worst NBA playoffs.
Yeah, like
I know
general. Yeah,
I know people complained about last year. Last year it being bad.
This year was worse.
This year was worse. It's like
this year looked at last year and said, "Hold my beer," because it was horrible, bro.
Like your team, like a team got swept this finals, like, and it was like one-sided as fuck, except for game one. And game one was the only game that could have that Cleveland actually
had a chance.
And just to talk about that, because I've been wanting to mention that and talk about it. It's like J.R. Smith did fuck up, but a lot of people kind of forget that George Hill missed a free throw. And the thing is, if you think about it, George Hill should have sat back in that locker room and been like, "Yo, JR, man, thanks."
Yeah, he probably did. Like, he probably never thanked him like out loud, but he was saying it in his head.
He's just like, yes, you fucked up so bad.
That JR's fuck up was that bad, man.
Like, but the thing is, like, at the end of the day, like, I look at it as like, okay, JR messed up, but it's not as bad as missing a free throw that could have actually won the game, and you missed that free throw pretty bad. Like, you hit front bottom rim. Like,
hey man, you see niggas tweeting that picture of George at the line. You can tell that boy was out of his body. He did not want to be there.
Yo, he would look nervous, and
nervous is a light term, bro. Like he was ready to shit his pants, yo.
And I think I think everybody was nervous, except for LeBron.
I mean, even LeBron's nervous, but at the same time, it's
But
like
like,
he don't he don't have as much to be nervous about.
yeah,
He's
you know,
LeBron.
so
He's gonna perform. It's everybody else who has to try to keep up with him that would be nervous.
yeah, so it's like, because I looked at it and I'm just like, George Hill fucked up, Jr. fucked up, and then it's like, then you looked at how like you looked at how the media never even sat there and mentioned anything about George Hill. Like, you know, George Hill, things probably could have been different if you made the last free throw. No one ever asked that question.
Yeah, it's funny. Nobody talks about it.
Nobody even said anything about it, and like Jr. really, like he really like bit down on his teeth and said, "Yeah, I really thought we were up." And he said, actually no, he said he didn't even say that. And then after he's just like, oh well, like if it looked like I said that, I probably did say it.
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't remember in the heat of the moment. But it's funny because there's a lot of scenarios that could have happened anyways. It's like, okay, J.R. Smith threw up the shot. No one know he could have made it or missed it anyways. So
Yeah.
it would have gone to overtime anyways.
But that would have been. See, I think the difference is at least if he had attempted something, like the fact that this nigga. He got the ball, he got the rebound, and he was basically he was a few feet away from the basket. You know, he was front court, and it's like he ran out to the 3-point line, trying to run the clock down.
Ran out the clock, and then
It's
even on
just-
top,
it's
he
just
didn't even
bad
pass. He didn't
timing.
even pass it to LeBron.
No,
at least
it was just everything around surrounded by that last play was just terrible. Like
And
that's what.
and then it's like once they got swept, LeBron comes out of the press conference with
Broke his hand.
broke his hand after game one.
Fuck outta here.
So I'm sitting there like, am I supposed to believe that you went into the locker room and punched a locker door or a window or a brick wall because you're angry?
I mean, you ain't learned from Amari Stoudemire. Like, even if you did that, who cares? You would have got swept regardless. After game one, it was over. So I think it's bullshit even bringing that up after the fact. Who cares? Like, all right, what do you like, nigga? You still performed. You know what I realized? He did that to save face because niggas started questioning him game 3 and 4. It looked like he just kind of copped out. Mm-hmm. Like he only took 3 shots in the second half game 4. So,
And to be honest,
I guess that's why he brought it up, just to be like, all right, this is why I played the way I did. But it's like, nigga, we don't care. We don't.
just like it's weird because people a few weeks ago I wanted to talk about like LeBron being probably the greatest NBA player of all time.
Mm-hmm. I remember that. Yeah, you brought that up.
Like I don't know, like stats wise, on paper, literally on paper, he's probably the best player of all time. If you actually literally look at it. And it's funny when people talk about numbers and stats and all these kind of things. That it's weird. It's weird when it comes to certain people, right?
Yeah.
Because when it comes to Jordan, everybody loved to bring up stats, and then now that LeBron passed a lot of people when it came to stats and numbers, people actually bring up certain things like, oh, but Jordan wouldn't have done that. Jordan wouldn't have done this. Jordan wouldn't have done that. Then it becomes going from, okay, stats don't matter anymore. Let's talk about heart and your will as a player. And now that like stats don't matter, your will matters, and your pride and all that kind of stuff matters. It's like, okay, so what are we basing it all off? Like, is it everything in general as a player or like stats? Because people would sit there and be like, oh, they have more rings than this guy. And it's like, okay, now he has more rings than that person. Oh, no, but he wouldn't have never lost in that. So it's like, what are we arguing about?
I mean, at this point in time, I think the LeBron Jordan debate needs to be put to bed. You can think however you want. You can go either way. You know what I'm saying? If you think LeBron's greatest of all time, I'm not going to argue with you. That's fine. If you think Jordan's greatest of all time, I'm not going to argue with you either. In my mind, Jordan ain't been surpassed by no LeBron. Mm-hmm. You know, LeBron ain't surpassed him. That's me. I'm not gonna argue nobody about that. It's funny too because a lot of niggas in the league, like there's a lot of active players that have played against Bron and stuff, and a lot of niggas, and we're looking at like guys that you consider like legends, niggas going to Hall of Fame. They're saying that they don't even think LeBron has passed Kobe yet. I'm not gonna get into that because you already know how the internet feels about Kobe.
Yeah.
So it's funny to me when it comes to these type of debates. Like, it doesn't make sense really stressing yourself out over it because you're not going to change nobody's mind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because it's weird when you actually talk about certain things like that. Because the only thing I'm saying is like, when you hear some of these legends talk about LeBron, they sit there and talk about him like he's a machine. Like, oh, we've never seen a player like him before. He's a mixture of Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. Like, they add like six people in one, but he'll never be better than Michael Jordan. So it's like yo, he's like 7 different players in one, but he'll never be better than Michael Jordan. And it's like, okay, now that.
Let me just stop you. I'm watching a preview right now. Goku, Naruto, and Luffy are in the same area. They're all together.
They're probably making a what you call it? A crossover game.
It's a crossover game.
Okay.
It's a crossover game. I don't know if it's gonna be good, but it looks kind of legit right now.
Because I've only seen one show with the crossover.
Shit, Luffy's in 4th gear. Naruto just used Rasengan on Frieza. Yeah, it looks kind of lit.
I have a feeling that game might be corny.
Nah.
I have a feeling that might be corny, yo.
But you know us anime niggas, we probably gonna cop. You can't sit there and say you're not gonna cop. When they put Luffy, Naruto, and Goku in the same game, dog.
I'm getting it just because of Luffy.
Just because, like, you know what I'm saying? This shit looks kind of lit. The game is called Jump Force.
Didn't they have a Jump Force before?
I've never heard of it.
No, they didn't.
Oh, and Light. Light is in it, too. Yeah. They just showed him. They just showed him at the end. He didn't do nothing. So that's copped.
Okay. It's a fighting game, too, right?
Yeah. It looks like, it's not an exclusive.
Is it like an arena style? Or
it looks like a battle royale type shit.
Oh, okay.
It's copped. But, yeah, let's get back to it.
Okay.
Yeah, LeBron is a freak in nature. I've never seen a human being perform like him, to be honest, in any sport. I mean, the nigga's like broken his ankle and just tied his shoes and healed it again. I think that there's a whole bunch of HGH behind that, and I'm not gonna argue nobody about that. I don't give a fuck what you say. That nigga's like, that nigga's a cyborg, all right? And I feel like there are things that are helping, him perform at that level, but who cares? Doesn't make sense bringing it up at this point in time.
So they got swept. I'm sure he probably gave up game 3 and 4.
Yeah.
I know people are kind of hinting that he might be traded. Or
he won't be traded. Remember, he's a free agent, so
or
he can sign wherever he wants.
So he's going to leave.
Yeah.
And he wants to leave. Some people say he should go to LA because LA is probably the place that makes the most sense.
I'm hearing it's between LA, Philly, Houston. That's it.
But the thing is, with Houston, you got to lose a lot of good players to make that happen.
Yeah, and CP's not taking a pay cut, so.
And I doubt Harden will too.
Yeah. I don't see that working.
I know Harden's not doing it because Harden left OKC.
OKC's fucking retarded. They picked Ibaka over Harden. I know till this day they're probably like, damn, what the fuck were we thinking, yo?
But like, yeah. So with that being said, I don't know. Like him going to LA probably makes the most sense because that team is still developing.
As much as I want that to be the case, I don't think he's going to go to LA. I don't see it. There's something in the back of my mind that just can't process LeBron in purple and gold, yo. Mm-hmm. I just got to accept it. I'll be very honest. At this point in time, I would not be surprised if he stays in Cleveland. Just says fuck all y'all and stays in Cleveland.
Yeah, because that's what I was thinking too myself. Because it's like, again, as you said, like Philly and Lakers are the only 2 teams that make sense. Because you would have to go to a team that's developing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With rising young stars.
Yeah, and I don't see him really working on Philly. Like, of course, LeBron will work wherever you go, but they already got, the chemistry, and they already got most of the pieces they need. So I don't see how LeBron coming in would really help them. I think it would do more damage to players that are already developing.
Yeah.
I mean, it would also be kind of unfucking fair to have Bron and Baby Bron playing on the same team. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Who knows, man? Free agent's going to be wild. Free agency's going to be wild. I think we should also shift our focus and discuss the other side of that finals, which is Golden State.
Yeah.
Steph not getting that finals MVP for a third title, bro. How do you feel about that?
I actually thought he was going to get it. I'm not going to lie. Like, I sat there and I looked and I'm just like, KD. But I don't know how they judge the finals MVP. Is it off the last game or the entire series?
No, it's the whole series, but I think KD in Game 3 kind of sealed it for him.
Yeah.
And then his performance in Game 4, which was a lot quieter than people realized, that nigga had a triple-double.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the thing about Steph, you can kind of see towards the end of Game 4, he was holding himself for that MVP. He was like, going above and beyond to get it. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing is, he wasn't even consistent throughout the whole series, though, right?
But I mean, it's injuries. Like in Game 3, a lot of people didn't realize it. I retweeted it on my timeline. There was a play where Bron was backing down on Steph, and he stepped on Steph's ankles while he was still back down, and apparently that fucked up his ankle. And I think that had something to do with his poor performance in that game, because you already know that nigga's ankle's made of paper mache.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a combo of things that kind of just didn't go Steph's way in the last two games. I think if he had performed in Game 3, then Finals MVP would have been a lock. But he had 9 points, 10 points
in
Game 3.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, he had 10 points probably, if anything. I think he got 9, and then KD put up that big ass game. He dropped 42 or something.
Yeah.
KD's effortless. He's the greatest scorer of all time. And then Game 4 didn't help Steph. The fact that KD was right there with him. And
the thing is, for KD, it's easier for him to stuff the stat sheet, because it's like he's definitely going to get rebounds all the time.
Yeah.
And people are going to always double him so he can pass out and get assists.
He's going to get blocks. It's just the game just comes easy to him,
And to be honest, KD is the second best player in the NBA.
Yeah.
Who's better?
It's Steph's team, but let's not confuse who's the best player on that team. It's KD.
So I'm wondering, not wondering. So it's like, you look at it. When he was on OKC, do you think there was a problem with him and Westbrook kind of sharing the light? Did KD really want to be the guy?
No, it's not even about sharing the light. I think they just
didn't mesh well.
They meshed, but not to the level that would have got him a championship. I mean, who knows? We can say whatever we want. We can say, they were up 3-1, and yes, I fully believe if they got to the finals, that they would have beat Cleveland and they would have got their first ring in OKC. But
yeah,
we'll never know about that now. I mean, fuck, KD's gonna live with this whole. You went to a 73-19.
Yo, people still bitch about that. I literally, after that game, the next morning I'm seeing people crying about, KD, he had to go to Golden State Warriors to win and get a championship and be one of the double MVPs of it's like, what does it matter to you?
I mean, that verbiage comes from folks that are mad that it's not
their team
that KD went to. I mean, fuck it. If my Lakers just came off of the 73-9 season and we lost the finals and we got KD next year, you're not gonna hear me complaining.
Because the thing is, that's why I really feel like I'm weird, because I'm not gonna lie, I was a LeBron hater before LeBron went to Miami, right?
Yeah, me too.
And LeBron went to Miami, I hated him even more. I hated him so much, I'm just like, I don't want to watch Miami play. Fuck Dwayne Wade and fuck Chris Bosh. Mm-hmm. I hated the fact that they teamed up and made a quote unquote super team, and then all of a sudden they win back to back championships and they won 3 rings together, and it's
they only won 2.
It was only
The
two.
only
Oh
one.
no,
Two.
well,
They
yeah,
got-
wait,
that last one, they got that ass whooped.
Okay, I'm thinking
San
about
Antonio
Wade
beat them
had
to the point
Wade
where
had
they-
three. Wade had
where
three.
they
So.
broke up the team.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So with that being said, it's just like I'm just like, yo, I hated the fact LeBron went and did that, and Wade accepted that to take back seat, and all of a sudden, like, well, Chris Bosh is being there when he wanted best power forward in the league at the time. So it's like that upset me and pissed me off, and I know a lot of people wouldn't even feel that way, but all of a sudden the LeBron fans, they love that. Oh, now they're Miami fans and they're bandwagoning the team, and people who love Miami are just like, this is the greatest team ever. But then it's like when that shit happens to another team, it's like, oh, it's different now.
You know, goalposts always get moved
Yeah,
when it's in your or against your favor. That's how.
it's like,
it works.
they were the best team in the league at the time, man.
I mean, shit, they were. I mean, I can understand it was kind of a whole move, KD, going to a team that he was up 3-1 against and lost to, whatever. But at the same time, apparently them niggas was shopping for him years before. Like, they was trying to get to him.
But to be quite honest, it's like, isn't that what you're supposed to do with a developing team? You know what I'm saying? Like,
they
you
built
get a
from
bunch
the
of
ground up.
Yeah, you build from the ground, and then you're like, okay, we can get an all-star now.
Yeah, they went to free agency and they got the best option available. They got the second best player in the league. I mean, fuck. I mean, if you're mad at anything, just be mad at their success. That's what it is. At the end of the day, fuck it. You can say whatever you want about KD. That nigga is still one of the greatest players of all time. And yeah, I mean, I can understand in the beginning, you know, him going to Golden State seems like some bitch shit. I'm over it. I don't care.
I didn't even care at the time.
Yeah,
Like,
really, I didn't care. The rest of you niggas just got to get better. That's all it
Like,
comes
that's
down to.
basically it.
Because
Like,
when Miami was dominating, niggas wasn't saying shit.
there's like, it's crazy because even when like Boston was dominating when they did that shit too.
I mean, here's the difference between Boston, Miami, and the Golden State situation. Boston, that was Danny Ainge
Yeah,
who intricated that. Like, it wasn't Paul, fucking whole ass Paul Pierce. He didn't call KG and Ray and get them on three-way and say, yo, let's play together. That was something that Danny Ainge orchestrated.
yeah.
Miami,
And plus, those guys were on their like last 5-6 years.
they was already
of their
on their way
career,
out.
like-
They was out. They weren't. They wasn't really in their prime no more. Them niggas was older. So there's
But
that too.
they were at their peak. You know what I'm saying? Like they were like at their just below their peak, so they still could like.
The way
do
it worked
damage.
is like, all right, the difference between, I can understand why people are mad about, you know, all three different scenarios, because for two of them, you had three guys who couldn't do it themselves getting together and saying, all right, we're gonna get over that hump as a unit. You know, yeah, Toronto wasn't going nowhere, Miami wasn't going nowhere, Cleveland couldn't get past Boston. And when it came to Boston, you had KG rotting away on Minnesota. You had Ray Allen on, where the fuck was he at that point in time? He wasn't still on Milwaukee, was he? Or was he on Seattle? at that
Seattle,
point
yeah,
in
I was
time?
gonna
He
say
was
that.
on Seattle rotten, and Paul was just being a fucking bum ass bitch nigga on Boston. So, all right, those two ones I understand, but like, people were mad at the fact that, you know, you had a team that just came off two finals appearances, one resulting in them getting a ring, blowing a 3-1 lead, which was, you know, first time in NBA history, and then Draymond going to the car and calling KD and saying, yo, nigga, you gotta come to us. That's not really how it went, obviously. Obviously, this was in talks way before the whole 3-1 thing happened, but still. All I'm saying is this. I can understand why people would be mad at KD, but at this point in time, nigga, let it go.
Yeah.
It's over. All right, he's there, and they winning. Oh, you know, they never gonna love KD in the Bay like that. Man, who gives a fuck? All right, say what you want. That nigga is amazing, and you gonna have to do something to knock these niggas out. That's it. The rest of the team's got to get better. Clay said it, and I'm with him on that.
Okay, so to close out, if the Rockets beat the Golden State Warriors, will we be singing a different tune?
I think Cleveland could have beat Houston. I
They
think
could have?
Cleveland- Yeah, I think Cleveland could have beat Houston. You got fucking James Harden.
Because I know one
Nigga-
thing
that
you.
nigga shits the bed.
I remember
every
one thing you
opportunity.
did say that I kind of did agree with is like a lot of the stuff in the NBA is matchups.
Yeah.
Certain match, like when it came to Golden State and Cleveland, the matchups were bad. Like, who could you can't guard anybody on that team, right? So, and like even LeBron said it, like he kind of bitched about it. Like, it's like, well, you have a team with one of the greatest shooters of all time. You have Klay Thompson,
Two of the greatest shooters of all time. Fuck.
Then you have one of the best defenders of all time in Draymond Green.
And then you have
the second best
player in the league in Kevin Durant. It's like, fuck, it's not fair.
And then and he's just like, well, what can we do? Like, it's like,
I think that's what niggas is mad at over anything else. It's just, and like them niggas is annoying. I can understand. Like, they weren't really liked prior to KD joining them, because after that first ring, they kind of, Draymond's fucking annoying. Klay can be annoying. Steph doing all that shimmy and shit. I can see why niggas don't like him. And then they add this lanky ass nigga. It's like, fuck. Like, it just, the rich get richer.
Thing is, if Durant never joined Golden State probably still would be finals.
Go back to the finals, yeah.
But I don't know if they would win like this.
Well, I mean, if Kyrie leaves Cleveland like he does, then yeah, they still win.
Really? Without KD?
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. That 2016 finals was, fuck, we'll never get something like that again. Yeah, they shit the bed, but I think they will never let that happen again. I don't think Cleveland would ever get an opportunity like that. That was just like all the stars lined up perfectly for Cleveland that year. And yeah, we're never going to see a team come back. I mean, twice in the playoff, we're not going to see a team come back 3-1. I think those days are over.
Okay, so what do you expect for the East next year? Like,
well, depending on where Bron goes, that's a big. I can't say anything until I know where that nigga goes.
Yeah,
if he leaves, then that's Boston's conference. As long as Kyrie and Hayward come back healthy with no issues, that's Boston's conference. And then Philly, and then I don't know who after that. Don't say Raptors.
I wanted to say Raptors, but at the same time, it's like, I think we're gonna have a Raptors discussion real quick. So with Casey, I don't really blame Casey for their loss, but at the same time, I do blame him for their loss, because it's like you have to be able to tell your team, hey, listen, LeBron is nice, but he is just a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no, because they were rattled. Of course, they were rattled 4 straight games with that.
I mean, but here's the thing: 2 of those 4 games they lost, they were very close games.
Yeah,
they were games that could have went either way. But
they shouldn't have been. But they shouldn't have been that close, to be honest. Like, because throughout the whole season, it's like they slapped them every single time.
All I can say is this: Toronto proved all the
hype was wrong.
All the American tweeters.
Right.
That they were right. Because, even when Toronto was number 1 East, niggas like, who cares? It's fucking Raptors. And you had a lot of Raptors fans
but
that
the thing
were
is,
mad about
Americans
that. Like,
only say that because we're a Canadian team.
Man, it's because those niggas aren't a real threat, and they proved it. I mean, if Toronto had knocked LeBron out and went to the finals, there goes that discussion. There goes that talk. But them niggas got swept. And they were the only team in the East to get swept, bro. Every other team that LeBron faced took him to Game 7.
What are you talking about?
They weren't the only team in the East to get swept?
Cleveland got swept.
By who? No, shut the fuck up.
And you know I'm right, too. Cleveland got swept.
But it wasn't the Eastern Conference playoffs at that point in time. It was the NBA Finals. The NBA Finals and the playoffs.
It's the same thing. They're from the East. They're from the East, and they got swept.
I mean, shit. Like, just look at the evidence, man. You got an Indiana team that has no like
superstars or anything.
No superstars, just all-star and Vic. Take him to 7. Then they came to Toronto, and this nigga was playing like a Harlem Globetrotter for the 2nd year in a row. Remember last year he was spinning the ball on his finger and shit in front of Ibaka, pulling what's his name? What's his guy's name? Norman Powell.
No Powell, yeah.
Yeah, off to stop him from getting a tech and shit. Like, he was toying with him. And then he came back for a year or 2, like, yeah, you know how we do. It's sad. It was sad to watch, bro. So, if an Indiana team with no superstars and a Boston team missing their two biggest stars can take Bron to Game 7 and you get swept with your healthy roster, then yeah, you deserve all the slander that comes your way.
Yeah,
All of it.
I do agree. So, like, in your opinion, what could Raptors do?
They gotta shake up that whole roster. They gotta basically just blow that team up. Well, not really blow the team up, but they gotta get rid of somebody. DeMar or Kyle, one of those niggas gotta go.
Because if they blow up the whole entire team, it's like it's gonna be another 10, 15 years until they're good again. You know.
I won't say that long, but they definitely need a big change now. Apparently, they're saying that Raptors are a dark horse to land Bron. I don't believe that bullshit.
Because,
I
like,
don't believe it.
to be honest, I don't know why Ibaka stinks.
That sucks.
Like, even like I'm looking at the numbers of this year, trash, and I looked at last year too. It was trash.
He's a shell of his OKC self, and I think when Raptors picked him up, they probably knew it, but they're like, let's see if we can squeeze the last bit of juice out of him. No homo.
Like,
And that project failed, man. Get that nigga out of here.
Because I know they did that to open up the floor because we needed more shooters, but that didn't work out. Like, honestly, to be honest, on the team, he was the only person that kind of upset me.
Yeah, he's trash.
Because, like, I don't know. And Lowry has, like, on and off games, and I hate that.
Lowry is $100 million contract. I cannot believe it. That nigga don't deserve that.
Well, that'll be the end for today.
Yeah, we out here enjoying the sun. I think I'm going to just lounge out here,
For the rest of the day.
have a mimosa or something.
All right. So, that'll be the end of episode 11 of We Should Have Done This Sooner podcast. I would like to thank y'all for tuning in every week or every other week now. Changing our schedule to We Should Have Done This Sooner podcast. Make sure to like, follow, and share. Comment if you can, and follow us on all our social media platforms. Then there's iTunes and Google Play as well. All right.
Peace.
Salute.